Hello students, welcome back to another session of object-oriented programming. In this video, we are going to discuss about Java variables, primitive data types, and string class. Variable names follows with some rules, as like other Java identifiers. So the variable name can have any combination of letters, numerical numbers, underscore, and $sign. But all the variables should start with the letters. Okay, so programmer can have a possibility to start choose any variable, but the variable should start with the lowercase letters, and capital letter can be in middle of the individual words. Okay, for example, first name, it starts with a smaller case as first, and the next word name starts with a capital letter. It's actually the programmer choice to write. Okay, it's a best practice we follow. Okay, so every individual words can have start with the capital letter, and it is begin with the letter that is small lowercase only. So how do we going to declare the variable? So variables must be declared explicitly. So only then the compiler can understand all the errors. When we declare variables, there may be any error. All this can be identified by the error. So we have to declare explicitly. So how do we declare the variable? So we will write the primitive data type or the data type and followed with the variable name. Okay, for example, we have the primitive data type. Of course, in the next coming slide, we are going to discuss about all primitive data types. Now, just for example, we are discussing integer x. So, integer value is going to hold in the x variable. String last name. So, string is not actually a primitive data type, but it is a class. Anyhow, we are going to discuss later in the next slides. So, last name is actually a variable name. Double radius value we are storing as a double value, because radius always takes double value. So in that way we are going to have all our variable declaration. Okay, and all the variable declaration should be end up with semicolon. It is a syntax format that we have to follow it. So how do we go to initialize a variable and assign the value and the variable? So what we are going to do is our variable name equals to our expression or any value. So for example, we have a main method here, public starting void main. In Java we have this is a main method, and curly brace is open, curly brace closed. This is a main method body, and inside that we have integer I. So I variable declared as an integer, so we can assign only I variable with the integer value. So for example, here I equals 0. 0 is integer value, so we are assigning. You can assign any integer value, and it's possible to show the output. For example, system.out.println. It is a output statement where it is going to print the value I is, and we are concatenating the operator. Here if string and any number is made with the plus mean, it is the plus sign will act as a concatenation, joining. Okay, so it will be printed as I value is 0. Okay, 0 will be printed. Okay, it's going to print the value. So in Java we have system.out.println to print any value and the console. It's like cout. Working with the data types. Okay, so we have to assign the value for any particular data based on the data type. Okay, so for example, we assign the integer is x, and we try to initialize the x value as 3.1415, for example. It is a decimal point. So what will happen? The compiler will generate the error. So we can able to assign only integer value, but not the floating point value. So compiler identifies error here. Okay. So working with the data type, what you have to do is we have to refer the initialized item. Based on that only we can assign the value. So coming to the primitive data type, in Java there are primitive data type available. All are shown here. So 8 primitive types are available. 6 of them for numbers, and one is for characters, and the other one is for true or false, boolean value. Okay. So now you can see here the listed for integer, okay, or the number we have up to double, okay. So 6 among them are for a number, and 4 among them is for only integer, and 2 for floating point, and 1 is for boolean, true for value, and 1 for characters. Now we can look into the character. In the integer part we have byte, short, integer, long number. So what for this byte? If our number is 1 byte number, so a number between the range of minus 128 to plus 127. Okay, so within this range, if you want to assign a number, that means one byte number, 8 bit number, 1 byte or 8 bit we can say. So number mean we can assign byte. If number is a little bigger than that, so 2 byte. If a number that we are going to assign 2 byte number, we can assign short. Okay, short range 32,768 to from minus 32,768 to plus 32,767 numbers within this range. 2 byte number, or we can say 16 bit, 2 times 8, 16 bit number. Mean we can assign short number. Integer is a 4 byte. 4 byte means 4 times 8, 32 bit. So 32 bit range of number, the range is given here. Similarly, long number, so 8 byte. So 8 byte means 64 bit, 64 bit number. So these 4 are for integer number. So based on the length of the number that you are assigned, we are going to declare the data type accordingly. And sometimes the number can have a floating point, fractional numbers. If there is a fractional number that you want to store. So for decimal number, we can use 4 byte number, that is called floating. Float with the 4 byte. That means 32 bit. So this will have 6 to 7 decimal number. So decimal number can be up to 6 to 7 decimal. If you are going to have more number of decimal, up to 15 digit decimal, so we can choose 8 byte, that is double. 8 byte is double. It is also going to have a decimal part or fractional numbers, but it is going to have 15 decimal digits. Okay, that means it is 64 bits. And we have boolean. So boolean takes 1 bit only, either 0 or 1. So if it is 0 mean it is false, 1 mean it is true. So true or false value going to store. Okay, we choose literally as false and true, and it is going to store as 0 or 1 because it's 1 bit. Characters, it is having a 2 byte, that means 16 bits. So 16 bits is supported by ASCII characters, ASCII values. Okay, 16 bit characters can be stored. Now coming to the string, it's actually a class which can hold the sequence of text characters. Okay, so for example, we can say hello world. We can able to store hello world, or you can store your name, or can be any string data. String data mean it is a sequence of characters, but it is not going to refer as a primitive data type. So primitive data type mean whatever that is already shown. It's not string is not a primitive data type, but the string is actually from Java API. It is actually a string class. It is a class, but this class can also, we can use it as for declaration of any variable or initializing any value for that purpose, but it works like a primitive data type. So we can assign a value. How we are going to assign a value? So how to declare and assign a variable with the string? String, we are going to say any variable name, and in the variable we can assign any sequence of character, but should be within a double quotation, end up with a semicolon. Okay, so this is the way that we are going to work with the same way like a primitive data type, but it is not a primitive data type. Remember, this is a class. Okay, so these are the knowledge about the variable declaration, primitive data type, and the what you call string class. And thank you very much for watching this video.